Welcome to Court Cousins. Two cousins sharing laughs and talking the team they love, the Orlando Magic. Let's get into it.
Well, Pich, now we're going into what has become my favorite segment so far. We've got some others in the works. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. I think you'll like them. But for this one, Magic the Card Gathering, Jason is going to dive into his treasure trove of Magic cards to pull out some background crashers, rookie cards, some he played in Orlando, some who the hell is that, and a stat of the week. Pich, the floor is yours, sir. What do you have for us today?
Well, hitting the floor today with a very diverse five from the Orlando Magic. We're going to start out with background crasher. There is Mr. Jeff Turner. You guys all know him because he calls the game for the Orlando Magic now. And his hair looked a little different there, not quite as coiffed as much as it used to be. But there he is with Magic Johnson. I got to feel, honestly, that this card right here is probably the card Jeff Turner shows his grandkids when he wants to prove he played in the NBA. He pulls this bad boy out. He says, there I am with Magic Johnson, backing him down. Then I turned Stone Cold, nailed a three in his face. You can lie at that point because you have this picture.
That didn't happen.
Mass produced it. It might have. It might have. I mean, Jeff is not known for averaging a lot of points, but I'm sure he may have scored on Magic Johnson once in a while. And that I don't know. It's just fun to see Irvin Magic Johnson there on an Orlando Magic card.
Some magic on Magic. Yeah, he might have scored on Magic there, but I think Magic scored a lot more than he did in more ways than one.
Probably. And I'm going to let the second part of that go. Let's go ahead and move on to rookie. And hey, look at this. It's a current card. I didn't have to dig back in the archives. It's really shiny. But you can see shiny. You got a Prism Cole Anthony rookie card right there. The Emergent. This is an insert, I believe, in this set. And I don't know. It's just good. It's just shiny. Cards now are all really shiny, and they have the great pictures on them, and this is a fun one because he's actually wearing the jersey. Some of the other ones you'll see him in their college jersey, but I just thought it was good. I finally had a good card to throw in the segment of a current player. Cole Anthony still rocking the wacky dreads in this fun card right here. The Panini Prism.
The Panini. What's your opinion, Pich, on the shininess? Because sometimes I'm not sure if I'm unboxing a pack of Magic cards or a Pokemon deck, or maybe I've entered a portal into an alternate dimension. Sometimes I don't know how I feel about them. Sometimes I just want a classic photo.
Yeah. And they have that. You can get that on base cards. Okay. And then usually the inserts are shiny, but then they do make brands like this one where they're all shiny like this. So it's kind of like up to you, like whatever you're into. I believe it's NBA Hoops nowadays. Like their base set is very regular, and then they have a shiny inserts, and then they also have like a shiny group that you can just buy. I'm messing up the verbiage here. Card people will get mad at me, but you can go either way. You can still get the basic ones that don't have a shine, and we'll mix some of those in as we go forward. But There's another shiny one coming up here as we go with he played in Orlando, and I know a lot of people will probably remember this one, but we had a theme going with the he played in Orlando, and it was all guys who are now coaches. So I present to ye Mr. Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard was actually Sweet Franz's coach at Michigan. So that qualifies him to be a guy in this category, as we've had Steve Kerr and Tyrone Lue previously. So there's Juwan right there. He only played 1 year in Orlando, 03-04, played 81 games, averaged 17 points and 7 boards. So he had a good year when he was in Orlando, but only one season from Juwan Howard. You don't think of him maybe as being with Orlando, but he was there for one season. Do you remember? You remember him being there?
Yeah, I didn't think it was only one season. I had more heartwarming memories of Juwan than that. What year was it again, Pich?
03-04.
Okay. Yeah. He was a solid year, but I know it was towards the end of his career, I think is
right in between his Rockets and Nuggets spans. So
got it.
Now it's time for who the hell is that? I know you're not going to know this guy. That's Mr. Chris Corchiani, and I'm assuming that I'm pronouncing that right, but I could not find a proper pronunciation. Chris Corchiani. He was a draft pick of Orlando in the 91 draft in the second round. When he left school at NC State, he was the ACC all-time leader in steals at the time. So I think the Magic thought they had a steal in Chris Corchiani in the second round. I think they thought maybe this guy had Scott Skiles vibes, where maybe he would be able to replace him going forward. But they were wrong. He only ended up playing in 112 total games in 3 seasons, 2 with the Magic, and then played with Boston and the Washington Bullets as well for a cup of coffee. So not a very vast career for Mr. Chris Corchiani. Not sure what he's up to now, but look him up. He's probably maybe he's working at Brian Evans
medical supplies.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's possible. I think
there could be a whole Magic pipeline that we don't know about to Brian's medical facility. Maybe the whole crew is out there. Chris Corchiani, initials CC,
Yes.
Cousins.
Mm.
Maybe we should have him on the show.
Maybe.
That's that hot hit in
Chris,
Magic content that people
watching.
want. Yeah, he's watching. He loves the show. Dude. He loves the show.
All right, last up, we've got our stat of the week. We talked about him a little while earlier. Here he is. That's Mr. Tracy McGrady. Hey, that's Andre Karolinko in the background there. Special background crasher. But the Tracy McGrady, the most points scored per game in Magic history, 32.1. It may not sound like a big deal, but only 26 times has someone scored more than 32.1 in a season. And that's only by 13 different guys, because there's a lot of Wilt Chamberlains and Michael Jordans in that pile. This is part of my argument why Tracy McGrady should be in that top 75, because no one could score the rock like Tracy McGrady, and he's the Orlando all-time points per game in a season standout mark holder. Tracy's doing it. Got to put him in there. Let's go.
Yeah, I love it, man. And he's on. We had an honorable background crasher as well as a 2-for-1 there.
I could almost do a whole segment with background crashers sometimes.
Well, save the ammunition. We need it for later. We got lots of episodes coming up. AK-47, one of the best defenders in the league at the time, and T-Mac didn't mind. He'd put it down on anybody.
I'm sure he dropped at least 40 on him. Not even doubt.
Well, awesome stuff as always, Pich.